up the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like
Happy New Year's, guys. I'm out here New Year's Day putting in work like always. I didn't do anything yesterday. It rained, so I couldn't get no footage for you guys, but we're gonna do a budget lift on the black Jeep that my daughter named Julian. And I had some people ask why the Jeep's name is Julian. You ever watch Trailer Park Boys?
No, you should.
I'm sure majority of y'all in there have. So, I mean, for most people, Ricky was everybody's favorite. For some people it might have been Bubbles, like Deb's back here saying. But for my daughter and myself, it was Julian. Julian was the brains behind everything. So she named it Julian. And who am I to change its name? That's just not me, guys. I can't change this poor Jeep's name. So it is what it is. His name is Julian.
Stick around, watch
But
Julian grow.
what I'm doing today is, like I said, this is kind of budget build for you guys all the way around. And I'm doing the lift on a budget. Couldn't get no damn lift sponsor. So what I have is I have the around a 2-inch lift add a leaf spring that will go somewhere in here. I think it goes under or on top of this one.
Yeah, very tight.
And so they go underneath that bottom spring here. And it's really thick and it's got a really good arch to it. That should give us around 2 inches of lift. And then in the very back, I have a shackle that's gonna give me 2 inch. That should give me 4 inches of lift. And I'll do the front. Do the front later. Maybe tomorrow if I get this done today. But I have the majority of the parts ordered to lift this thing. And I have parts to do the back today. So I'll be back. Here's where I'm at, guys. I think this used to be a bolt. I'm not even sure. I know every time I've taken a spring pack apart before, that's been a bolt. But on here, I just don't know if it's that rusty or what, but both sides appear to be the same way. But yeah, I got that far. I just have to go grab the add a leaf. I got to pull this. That and that should be okay. I know I have to pull that one. Then I got to let the jack all the way down. Let the rear end drop. And yeah, I ain't even got to worry about the shocks. But I do have to climb up under here and spray the top of the shocks really good with PB Blaster, because as rusty as everything's been on here, there's like a 90% chance them bolts are going to break off. And if they do, I'm in for a world of trouble. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I did take before pics of this, so I could throw up a before and after of adding the two components for lift in the rear. But anyway, I'll be back. There's a pain in the butt. With this add a leaf in here, these didn't want to start, but I got it. And I mean, that's enough thread holding, just a little mall crawler here, but I got that in, and you can definitely see how good an arch we have there compared to like this side where it's pretty much flat. So will that give it lift? It'll definitely give it lift. How much? I'm hoping for at least like 2 inches. But like I said, I have a lot of stuff coming for this. I already got the shackles that actually go right there. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna move this here down 2 inches. Which is cool, because when you lift these, your pinion angle stays kind of wonky. And when you rock it down, it puts your pinion angle back in line. Because it actually made the pinion angle really good on Jangalang, the blue Jeep. But anyway, I got this far on one side. Now to get the other side done. All right, guys, we'll be back. You know, we put the other one on. Baby, you know where I put that stock shackle?
Put it in the trash bag.
Oh, never mind. But you can see here how tall it is. It's like really short, and this is long. So this is like 2 added inches. But I take the weight off of this spring a little bit. It's just a slow process because where it's at up in here, my impact won't fit. This boat, God, it was so hard to get out of the other side. I wound up taking my grinder and cutting this off here since I wasn't using that shackle. Got all this off and still had to beat the boat out of here because it gets corrosion inside that tube. And yeah, it's a pain in the butt to work with. Them bolts up there on the front of the spring are a pain too. Because I changed all the springs on the blue Jeep. And them were the worst to get out. Because you can't really get in that frame tube with PB Blaster. Like here, I tried coming in through here, here, and here to get to the boat. You can kind of see the boat there. But I sprayed in there trying to get this boat to make life easier. And it ain't. I'll be back though. So I got this side out, but the problem is the sleeve is corroded to the bolt. I had to cut that side off and drive this all the way out. But just to give you an idea of how much longer these are, which is where you get your lift from. But now I gotta go up to my vise and try my best with this old PB Blaster here to get this out. Yeah, it might not be that bad, but we're gonna try it anyway. You always run into something when you work on like 30-year-old rusted stuff, you know, over 30 years old probably. But anyway, I'll be back when I get more progress. I'll have a before pic, but look how much lift it gave it in the back. The front already had like 2 inch on it, and the back came up a long way. Jack's not under it. It wasn't bad. It took me a few hours. It's still pretty soft in the back, but it don't have no shocks. My shocks are a long way from even touching when they're extended all the way out. So that's a lot of lift. And guys, I know, you don't got to tell me. I know some of y'all are out there like, Jerry, that ain't a great lift. You just put like shackles on it and, you know, add a leaf. Well, let me tell you something. When I started this build, I said the budget build. All the way through and through. So I tried to stick to the budget with everything. You know, I maybe have $100 in lift in the back. I'll show you the springs I got for the front. We're walking over to my little shed. Ain't even a shed, my structure. You see those springs? I got them off a totaled out Jeep Wrangler at the pick and pull. How is that for budget? I told y'all, if we plan on staying budget, we stay budget. Now you're asking, why the hell did I do a big lift and everything on Jangalang? Well, when I had Jangalang, when I got it, it was rough. I didn't know a whole lot about it. And I still did some DIY stuff on it. But I took a whole leaf spring pack off of a Ford Explorer and put on a pack of that one, or on the back of it, with my my mono leaf. And it gave me a lot of lift. and then I put all the weight in and leveled out to where it's at now. I really need to bring the front of that up about 1 inch or 2. But anyway, what I'm doing here, guys, is, yeah, I got to buy shocks. For shocks, I'm going with Rubicon Express because, one, they're affordable and they're good. It's what I have on Jangalang. I like them. And they're black. But fact of the matter is, I know I have a lot of people watching this that just can't afford to go out and spend $800, $1,000, or $1,500, $1,700 if you want a long arm
Amazon.
lift kit, you know. So I pay like 50, 60 bucks for them Adaleafs. I've had them around here forever too. And then them rear shackles, you know, I think I paid like under $40 shipped to the door. So I got about 100 bucks in that rear lift kit. And the front, you already seen the springs I have. That's what lifts the front, guys, just the spring. Now, I did have to order a track bar, which keeps the front axle centered under the vehicle and keeps it from moving side to side. But you have to get an adjustable track bar when you lift, because if you're centered, when you lift, it's going to swing the front. It's going to come down and over. So you have to have an adjustable track bar to align that. You can get an adjustable track bar for, I think I bought one for $118 or $120 off Amazon. I did go budget on that. The one in Jangalang is like a $200 one.
Make sure to check the reviews.
Yeah, Deb's ever going. Be sure to check the reviews. I think the one I bought had 5 and they were all good. But
I got that one that wasn't right.
right now I'm doing the opposite of the Aner squat, which is like that. Now it's sitting up way high in the back. I won't be able to drive it on the street, obviously, just because it the brake lines, it's pretty stretched in the back. But I had no shocks. They're still hanging there. They just ain't hooked on the bottom. Tomorrow, me and Deb might come out and do the front.
Maybe.
The front ain't bad at all. You just got to like lift it up, get it on jack stands, and first and foremost, undo the front shocks so the front end can actually fall all the way down. I did order control arms for the front, guys, and I ordered Core 4x4. They were under $300. That was basically what I made on YouTube buying that. That was my monthly allowance for that. I did buy a set of those, but we're going to use my nose as center point. Like, that's where your front wheel is centered in the fender well. When you drop or when you lift something, the front end comes down further, the body goes up, and it's going to do this. So you need an adjustable set of control arms for the front that you can push out a couple inches, so when it comes down here, you can adjust it back out to there. Or a little further than center if you want an aggressive look. But I plan on putting bigger tires on it, so it does need a lift all the way around, and I'm doing that. And like I said, I got a lot of this stuff on budget. You can search Marketplace, your local pick and pull. There's been a few times I have been at my pick and pull, and they have had lifted Cherokees on 35s.
You pull it in other areas.
Yeah, you pull it in your other areas, but you go to your local junkyard, you can find all kind of good stuff. For me, I found them springs. I'm going to cram them under there. I don't even know if they're going to lift it a whole lot, honestly. I don't know how much lift was on that wrecked Wrangler. So where I'm at, if it don't lift it enough, then I'm going to have to get that rubber puck. You can get them anywhere from like an inch to 3-inch or 4-inch thick that go on top of the spring to take up space. I don't mind running that. I might actually get an inch one to put on Jangalang to bring the front up a little bit. I have no problem running 2-inch on there. I was concerned that when I got the lift done on the black Jeep with what I had today on the back, if it didn't bring it up enough to where I wanted it. Now, the front might lift a whole lot with them springs. I don't know. But there is another option you can do in addition to the shackles and the Adaleafs, is you can get a block. to go between the spring and the rear axle. And you can get them anywhere from like 1 inch to 4 inch. I don't think I'd run a 4 inch, but I had no problem running a 2 inch. You just got to order a kit that comes with U-bolts. So keep that in mind. But I do know I'm going to have to do a transfer case drop on it now.
2023, sky's the limit.
It's lifted enough in the back now that I am going to have to drop the transfer case down some. And luckily, I already have everything I need to do that. I have a transfer case drop kit here that I literally got for that thing like a year or two ago.
And lost it.
It just didn't need it. And I lost it. And when I moved, I found it. So anyway, I don't want to keep on rambling. I just wanted to go over some of this with you guys because I know there's those of you out there that just can't afford to do a lot of this stuff. And I have no problem doing a budget lift on that Cherokee because it's not going to be off-roaded a whole lot. Jangalang has lockers in it. It's got gears. It's got everything in it that I need to off-road it. But with the system in it, I don't off-road it. It's a pavement princess now. The black Jeep's going to be the same way. So if you just want to do something to look good, it's going to be dependable driving it down the road. You know, check out the Adaleaf, check out Shackles. They make them for many, many different vehicles that actually have rear leaf springs. Anyway, guys, I'll be back tomorrow doing something on that black. And here we are on day 2. And it's weird driving this thing because it is definitely going downhill. We're getting a late start today because I had to get a haircut and beard trim this morning. But it's okay. I need to do this because all I'm really doing is putting the springs in the front to see where it lifts it to. That way I'll know if I need to order the additional lift puck for the front and stuff like that. The downfall of having a dog, that is what you think it is. Yes, it is. Ugh. You gotta be careful handle on that when I take it off. But all right, guys. Yeah. It looks so funny. It's going downhill. Which is better than that squat to me. No, they're both, yeah, neither one of them are good. Look at Jangalang over there. 10, 15 minutes later, I got the front tires off. The wife washed the one that had poop on it. But the first thing I got to do, I had to pull the nuts stuff off top of the shocks. Got jack stands under here. That way, when I let it down, this whole front end can dip where it needs to go. Like, if I undo this, oh, here we go. The sway bar, which, good God, there's no sway bar bushing in there. Yeah, look at that. That might be some of the rattle I'm hearing. But anyway, I gotta pull this spring retainer here that holds the spring. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the shock all the way out because I got new ones coming. Probably pull this, and the front end theoretically can go almost down to the ground with the exception of steering, but it should make it really easy to get this spring out and test the other one. Get it in here. Ain't gonna be too bad. So, here we go. Yeah, let me get on that. Look how much further we're down here, and look how much we're above it there. Ought to be a good amount of lift out of this spring. Total Jeep Wrangler at Pick and Pull. The springs are all the same. It's just that might be 2 inches of lift on a Wrangler. It might be 5 or 6 on a Cherokee because the way the purchase and everything are offset. But anyway, I got that off. So now I'm getting ready to, I gotta take this nut, pull that, the shock's ready to come down. I just gotta pull that stuff off and I'll get this spring out. He's back there. There he is. Had to go to AutoZone, get a spring compressor. The front springs are a lot longer than the ones that were in there. So yeah, cool thing is it's like under $60 to rent a spring compressor at AutoZone, and you take it back when you're done with it and they give you your money back. So we're keeping it budget. Just thought I'd point that out, that yeah, I am keeping it budget for you guys. And AutoZone's cool like that because you need a specialty tool, you basically just go in, leave them a deposit, they let you borrow it, you go back, you get your deposit back. So I had them springs in, and as you can tell, they're arching back that way a little bit. The springs are a lot longer, but the diameter of the spring itself is a little smaller than what was in here. So I'm thinking maybe the same lift or a little less. Because right now we have the jack under it with a lot of pressure on it, but it's still sitting on the jack stands. So I need to lift it up and see. But that's why I was talking about, like, with this arch coming back this way a little bit, the longer control arms push it out. And we was trying to put spring in. This was touching this right here. Oh, there you go. You get a better picture now. It was touching. That's why I had to have a spring compressor to put that in. So I'm going to have the wife go ahead and jack it up till it's off of the jack stands. We'll get the front tire on it, or the front tires. I'll let it down and see what we have as far as lift, because I might need to rent the spring compressor again and put a puck on it. Just pump it, baby. You ain't got to let it down. The wife's over jacking. All right, we're off. I don't know. I mean, let me get the tire on here and see how it looks, guys. It seems like it was kind of for nothing. No shock, so it's bouncy. No, but anyway, it's definitely gonna need about a 2-inch puck in the front, nothing in the back. But it lifted it a little bit, but only a little bit. Oh, all that work. All of that work. Wasn't much. But still, it's kind of disheartening. It did lift us some, but we're not caught up with the back. But we're a budget channel, guys, so you gotta remember the back has been rolled. So we'd have to go to this line to measure down, because this has been rolled in to open that up. So I need to trim that out or measure that line and see, but I'm gonna say a 2-inch puck in the front. Anyway, that's about all I got for this weekend. No cool content, but content nonetheless. It happens. Anyway, I need to pull the rear shocks off and then I'll be done. All right, everybody. I'm heading to AutoZone to take this spring compressor back, which I have the the upper and lower control arms ordered for the Jeep anyway, which will make pulling the springs back out to add the pucks a little easier. But guys, it kind of sucks I did all that work today to find out that it needs the pucks, but creaks on my nose. I had to do it regardless, because, you know, I had to see how much lift the front had before I kind of continued with my adventure of lifting this thing on a budget. And I just priced the pucks. You know, they make them from, I think, like 1/2 inch all the way up to 2-inch, maybe more. I just kind of did a quick search on Amazon, and the 2-inch ones that I'm gonna put on there are $35. There were some for $39. The cheapest I found, free shipping on Prime, was like $34.95. So budget lift. Honestly, you could do those with your stock springs to still get a couple inches of lift, and then do the add a leaf in the back and you would be lifted a couple inches. So it is what it is, you know, it's a little bit of work. Anyway, the bad news is, like, on my Cherokee, it was old. It's older now. It's the 94. That one's a 99. I managed to get my rear shock bolts out. All 4 of those broke off. Okay, no big deal, really. What they make is they make a little bar that forks out with your 2 nuts on it that you put up in there. It's got the nuts on it. It comes to bolts. It's $18 shipped. I already ordered it. And that is your top shock bolts. The bad part is I'm gonna have to get on YouTube and find out what I do about the broken off bolts that are stuck in there. That's gonna be the hard part. Yeah, ordering the little flag to put up in there, that's no big deal. I guess that's why it's under 20 bucks. The pain in the butt's gonna be getting them broke off bolts out. Like, I got the shocks out, good deal, you know. All 4 bolts broke. It couldn't have been 3, it couldn't have been 2, it had to be all 4. We soaked the back side of them the past couple days with PB Blaster, and they still broke off. So that sucks. But anyway, guys, I hope that this video helps somebody that's on a budget looking to lift their vehicle. You know, I did everything on a budget. I'm trying to do everything on a budget on here. And because it is going to be a, you know, a little pavement princess. I'm not going to take it off-road unless I absolutely have to. And then even at that point, it ain't going to have no lockers or nothing in it. I'm basically just doing the lift so it'll clear the wheels and tires that I plan on putting on it. Which you all see that in a little bit. But yeah, we're having a hard time. The back I know is going to clear. The front will clear after I get the 2-inch pucks in. I'm not worried about that at all. It's the broken rear shock bolts that kind of sucks, and having to redo the front lift. It is what it is, guys. That's why we do what we do. You know, it ain't easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Instead of taking their stuff to a shop. But anyway, I hope y'all like this video. Like I said, it ain't great. It has nothing to do with car audio. It's the black Jeep build on a budget, and budget's the key word going into 2023. Peace out, guys, and as always, bass on.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man.